turn to page 32 in your Chapter 7 packet. And we are going to go over how to graph a system of inequalities. Now, on page 32, you will see that we are going to be graphing y is greater than 1, x is less than or equal to 4, and 3y is less than 6x minus 6. So we're going to graph a system that has 3 equations. The way we're going to do this is we're going to graph each one individually and see where they overlap. So to graph y is greater than 1, y is a hoi, so it's going to be horizontal. It's greater than, equality is not a possibility, so it's going to be a dashed line where y equals 1, and it's going to be greater, so it means I shade above. Okay? Now I'm going to graph x is less than or equal to 4. So that's a vux. I go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make a solid line because it has less than or equal to, and less than is going to be this direction. So you don't have to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and erase this because they didn't overlap. So this is not going to be part of my solution. Okay? Now I have to do one more line. And my last line says 3y is less than 6x minus 6. So I'm going to put that in slope-intercept form, so I'm going to divide every term by 3. So this is going to be a dashed line. I'm going to start at 1, 2, negative 2. I'm going to go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And this is my dashed line. And now I just have to figure out where I'm going to shade. Am I going to shade above this line or below the line? Well, where are the y values less on the y-axis? Down here. So I'm shading below. Now I'm only going to shade below where all 3 lines intersect. So I'm actually going to erase what I don't shade. And my final answer is just a triangle. So this shaded region here, this is dashed. It's hard to tell once you do it, but that triangle is my solution. So you graph each inequality separately and you see where they overlap. Now, let's go ahead and do number 1. So, we'll draw coordinate plane again. And this says I'm going to change it into slope-intercept form as I do it. So y is less than negative x plus 5. So I subtracted x from both sides. So less than or equal to means I'm going to do a solid line. I go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. And this is going to be a solid line. Now, I'm going to graph where it's less than this. So I'm graphing this side. The next thing I'm going to graph is y is less than x plus 3. So let me do a different color. Maybe that'll make it more obvious. I'm going to go to where where y is 3, which is right here. And I'm going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, down 1, down 1, down 1. And this is going to be a dashed line. And I'm going to go shade less than, so I'm shading in this direction. So my final answer is going to be where these shadings overlap, and that happens there. So again, your final answer it looks like a triangle. You can erase these if you want. You don't have to, because it was obvious that my solution was right here. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and do I think I'm going to skip number 2. You can just look in the note packet to see if you got that right. And we're going to do 3 and 4. Now, number 3 says x is less than 1 and x is greater than -4. So these are both vuxes. So x is less than 1, I do x equals 1, but I make it dashed, and less would go this direction. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. X is greater than -4, and greater would be this direction. So I know my graph's going to look like this. It's just going to be a vertical tube looking thing. Okay? Now I'm going to do number 4. Number 4, again, I'm going to change this. Y is less than or equal to x plus 1, and y is greater than or equal to x plus 3. So you change them into slope-intercept form to make them easier to graph. These are both going to be solid lines. I'm going to go up 1. So this is one of them. And it's less than, so I'm going to shade this way. And then I go up to 3 is my y-intercept, and now they're going to be parallel. So I go here, and it says y is greater than. So now you may think, oh, I'm done, and everything's shaded. But in fact, your solution set is where the two overlap. And these two do not overlap at all. So you put a big no solution, because there is no solution, because there is no overlap. Okay? So that's page 32. Now we'll turn to page 33, and we're going to learn how to write a system. So this is, if you already see it drawn, how are you going to write the system of inequalities that led to that picture? Okay? So here I will recreate what was drawn for you. Okay, so there's a dashed line at -2. So I know that equation is y equals -2, but it got shaded above. So that means it got shaded where y is greater than -2. It's greater than because it's a dashed line, so it wouldn't be greater than or equal to. Then the other line crosses the y-axis at 1. So if it crosses the y-axis at 1, I know its y-intercept is 1. Then it seems to go, I'm sorry, it crosses the y-axis at -1. Sorry about that. So then it seems to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, like this. And it's shaded below. So first I find the y-intercept, which b is -1. Then I find the slope, which in this case is 1. So an equation would be y equals -x plus 1. But this is more than an equation, it's an inequality. So I noticed I shaded below, and it's a solid line. So this is y is less than or equal to negative x plus 1. So my two equations are y is greater than negative 2 and y is less than or equal to x minus 1. Okay, so when you do this, you have to find the slope and the y-intercept, decide if it's solid or dashed, to be greater than or equal to, less than or equal to if it's solid, just greater than, less than if it's dashed, etc. Now, you should also turn to page 37. Page 37 gives a very good example of the step-by-step way of writing a system of inequalities. So when you're done with this video, turn to page 37 in your notes. Okay, and that's the end of this video.